I think you know that too, though.
Oh yeah. I ain't even got my headphones on. I'm tripping. Brother is tripping. Brother is tripping. And we are live. Word. Word.
The bird is the word. The bird is the word.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am your host, Brother Mordi, and this is POD Podcast.
Straight and direct.
And I got my co-host DCR. We back in the building. We got an interesting well, I'm not gonna say interesting. Everybody knows about this topic today. The slap heard around the world. Will Smith smacked the shit out of Chris Rock. Uh the thing is, it spawned a lot of conversation, and a lot of remarks from the black community. And some of those remarks we're gonna address today, especially some of the things coming out of the black community and how they feel about it. Even from the conspiracy minded folks who feel like the shit wasn't real. We'll entertain that too. Um, but yeah, we're definitely gonna talk about that. And I wanted to wait to actually get into the discussion because I knew after it happened, everybody was pretty much gonna be covering this shit. So we was gonna wait till the smoke cleared a little bit and then be able to talk about it and have a little bit more focus from people in the community because, like I said, everybody was talking about this shit left and right. Um, but on that note, we're waiting for our other co-host, Sister J. She'll be here shortly, and this is POD. We're gonna get into our show, and we'll be right back. And we are back. We are back. So what's up with you, bro? How you doing? What's going on up
It's
the
all
way?
good, man. It's all good. It's the weather was nice today. It was well, not it was nice, and it's been raining for the past few days though. But
It's
it's
always
trying to settle in, trying to change. Trying to you know give us some light out here. That's about it
it,
though. Nothing special, man.
it's been cold as hell down here for the past couple days. We took the fam out to Orlando, and weather was nice. I like Florida. Florida's the spot. Um, get back here. Crazy thing. We had a situation with a tornado that hit a part of Savannah, and we was kind of caught up in that shit. And it was surreal. Tornadoes can be very destructive and unpredictable. Um, but unfortunately, some people did lose their lives, and there was property damage and all that type of shit. But we fared pretty well in the situation. But we definitely had to pause for the cause while that shit was going on in the midst. of all of that. But we get back here, man, in Atlanta, and the weather is crazy. It got cold all of a sudden. It's like winter came back.
That's what
Shit,
we've been
crazy.
experiencing.
Shit's bugged out. You know what I'm saying?
Uh,
I thought that was really it, but obviously it's not. But yeah, that's it on the weather tip. But yeah, man, let's talk about this smack heard around the world. And a part of me when it happened, because I was watching this shit. I typically don't watch these shows.
Nobody does. Nobody watches the Oscars anymore, man. That's the only reason why anybody was interested in it.
Yeah.
There
Sorry, I'm
she,
late.
there she is.
Joanne,
Hi,
what's up?
I'm here.
That's
Sweet.
good. Yeah, we was just talking about, my little run in with the tornadoes and the weather and all
Oh
that.
my gosh, I wanted to hear the story.
Nah, I was just a little bugged out. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm acclimated to tornadoes and stuff like that, but to be in the path of one, and not really know which way it's going, but you only like we were in the car and the emergency broadcast is blowing up the phone and the radio in the car. So it's giving us the coordinates of the tornado, like the mile markers. You know what mile markers are, DCR, don't you?
Right.
Well, it passed over the interstate, but they were giving us the mile marker at which it was at.
Okay.
And we were just imagine it crossing over the interstate, and we are at the mile marker right before that. So it's almost
Mm.
like it's crossing the street. So you got to wait
Yeah.
until it crosses the street. So once it moved over the interstate and we were able to move forward, because at that point it had already stopped. I couldn't see shit. But at this point, everybody stopped on the interstate.
Mm.
And all you heard was, well, of course you see the rain and the wind, but it was white out, so you couldn't see shit. You couldn't
Oh.
see nothing. But you can hear trucks blowing their horns. And you just thinking, please don't crash. Because if one truck crashed, then that's
That's
another
it.
one gonna crash, and another one gonna crash, another one gonna crash. And we were on like a little bridge, like a little marsh. And I was just like, I was more concerned with the tornado fucking, this shit pick up cars and just kind of going over the little bridgey thing into the little marsh. But it crossed over and we were able to go forward. And once we got to the exit to get off, it was you saw trees. They were like snapped like toothpicks, like shit. It looked like King Kong or Godzilla came through and just pulled. You know how they pull trees out
That's
the ground?
crazy that
It
you
looked like that.
experienced that.
It looked just like that.
Damn.
Like it wasn't nothing for it to just snap a tree. Big, thick ass pine tree, just snap them. And you could see the path where it traveled because you just see a path where trees are just snapped in half and shit.
Damn.
But anyway, we're here. But yeah, that was a little bugged out.
That's scary. Bugged out. That's scary as hell.
Should have chased it.
Yeah, it was a little iffy.
Should have played Tornado. What's that
What
movie?
did you say? He should have chased it.
He should have chased it. What was that
That's
movie? I
what
used to
I
call that
said.
movie.
Twist. No, is it Twisted?
Yeah, Twisted. Yeah, Twisted. Yo, I love Twisted. That's one of my favorite movies, man. Be honest with you.
Yeah, Twisted's dope. That's one of my movies too. And you know what? I was thinking about that shit too. I was thinking about Twister.
Niggas chasing hurricanes and tornadoes. Shit, this is everybody got a job in this world, dog.
That's crazy. But nah, man. Yeah, they unpredictable. You just gotta, they unpredictable. But I do say this. Well, we'll save that for Brainwashed on Heavy because that get to some other stuff in the weather and all that. So I don't want to go off on that tangent. But yeah, man. We was talking about the weather in Florida and all that jazz, and the sun being right above your head, like you can just touch it.
Florida is, I'm telling you, Florida, yeah. And that's why the last time, I always say this, last time I've been to New Jersey was in 2009. And the last time I was there, I was supposed to stay like a week or something. And I was within like the third day, I was like, I'm going back home. So that's when I knew it was like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's one thing I like about Florida though, they do a lot of cleaning. They make sure the state is clean. Yeah.
Florida
It's
is a vibe.
they yeah, it's bright and sunny. But anyway, getting back to the smack heard around the world, let's
Oh my
start
God.
unpacking that. But like I was saying, I typically don't watch these shows, but I was looking at it, and when it happened, I'm thinking, did this shit just happen? Because it looked like it happened, but you're thinking it, this can't have just happened, right? So I was like, this shit's fake. I'll
That's
wait.
what I kept saying.
Yeah,
Like, this is not.
I'll wait till social media and all the reports and see how that shit pan out, and then just kind of walked away from it. And
That shit was
then
crazy. That shit
there's
was crazy.
a flood of us and a flood of everybody else. But then when I saw the footage, because when it happened, you saw it happen, but you couldn't hear nothing because they cut the sound. We actually got the footage from overseas. So when you actually see the footage of it happening and all that shit came from overseas. That wasn't over here.
Right.
Really?
Yeah. That was some overseas footage because their shit was, official. And I always thought they created a delay for shit like that. For niggas like
That was
ODB
one of
walking
my
on stage or
questions.
Kanye West walking on stage saying some crazy shit.
Right,
They created
right.
a delay for niggas just in case some shit happened. They can go ahead and, go to commercial right quick or some more crazy shit. But nah, here's my thing. Just on a if it's real or not. Me personally, the shit don't look real. It don't even look like his hand connected to his face. And niggas, they'll slow some shit down in a minute. Niggas done slowed this shit down to an
A
ant's
thousand
crawl.
times. Yeah.
You know
It's a
how
lot
we
of
do.
people. Yeah.
And it
Well,
just
some
it looks weird. It looks
I
weird.
don't think I honestly still to this very moment, I don't think it was real. Um Call me crazy or whatever have you, but I really don't think it's real. Just even looking at the way that he looked walking back to his seat, like he had like this little smirk on his face. And then Jada, I think they have another view of Jada like after the
laughing.
fact, like while he was, and she was like laughing or something. So I was like, this is not like, for whatever reason, I don't know, but
Well, we gotta
I
look at it
think
this
it
way.
was.
It was funny all around, and if you really look at it, even if it was real or fake, Jada laughing, I was thinking about that too. But Jada laugh, yo, how can you not laugh? And to a certain degree, like this nigga really went up here and slapped dude in the face. How can you not laugh at that? You know what I mean?
If
Like
that was my
that,
husband, or
that was
I wouldn't be
shocking.
laughing.
But here's the
I wouldn't
thing
be
though.
laughing.
And the nigga mind. I'm like, okay, Chris came out, he made the joke. Will laughs. He
Right,
looks at her. She's like, whatever. She had the whatever face. But then whatever transpired between that time and them putting the camera back on Chris,
right.
we don't see that.
It
We
looked
don't know.
staged like that, right? It looked staged that way. It looked like they kind of like it looked like it wasn't even a part of the whatchamacallit. It looked like it was just an added picture. Like, you know what I mean? Because it was all dark. You know what I mean? It's like all dark. Everything became real dark. And it just showed Will walking to the spotlight with him. Damn.
That whole thing, I still don't think so. They would have to literally, I think a higher power would have to come down and be like, you know what? That was real, Joe. Like, because I still don't think.
Now let's say it was real, right? Um, you had a lot of comments, especially black women. They were like, that's good. He stood up for his women, blah blah blah, right? And I'm saying to myself, and this is the problem that we have with us. There's shit that, and I'm just gonna say it. A lot of black women have gotten a lot of brothers jammed up based on their pride and their ego. It's not worth either being in a cemetery, it's not worth being in prison,
Right.
and it's not worth when the shit is over you being in a financial situation where you lost everything because you were
Right.
protecting somebody's pride or their ego.
Right.
You have to think in these situations, right? And we were championing him. Well, when I say we, our black women were championing him sticking up for black women. And I get that, but we have a very, in my
To a
opinion,
degree,
a toxic view of what needs to be protecting. You see what I'm
Right.
saying?
right.
But he's a comedian too at the same time though. It's like it's so much. It's like what were you really protecting in that kind of environment? In that, you know what I mean? Like you're in a comedian presence where the guy's up there to do this to make people laugh. You know what I mean? That's why he's put up there. You know what I mean? So it's like it was cheesy in in all ways to you're standing up for somebody in a comedian environment.
But you know what? In his, like, if it wasn't staged, which I still think it was, in his defense, like it's probably like the straw that broke the camel's back. Like Chris probably was like that icing on the cake where he just kind of snapped and just, if that was the case, like, because there was talk about August and all of this extra stuff, and it's always them in the spot, which they put themselves out there like that. However, he probably was just fed up, like, and was just like,
but here's my thing to that. Even if he was fed up, right? I guarantee you he felt, if it's real, he felt comfortable enough to smack Chris Rock. If it was anybody else, I don't see Will Smith doing that.
No, I don't either.
I don't see him.
I don't
that.
either.
If Idris Elba was up there and he said, and the joke was whack, that shit wasn't even.
That's what I'm saying. It just wasn't something that you was gonna remember anyway. It wasn't nothing that anybody's gonna take home to their moms and say the joke. Guess what?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I said you're not fighting for anybody's honor on some necessary comedian bullshit. You're not Mr. Tough Guy because you got, you know what I mean? Like I just started looking at it. Wow, you got tough on a harmless comedian in a comedian environment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, like, even if it's real or however we look at it, that it was done and that's what it's perceived to be, and it's all a Hollywood thing, and that's probably why somebody didn't get sued or anything, because it's probably all in-house.
However you want to put it.
Usually
like
the state.
Normally when certain things happen, like security will come running or some sort of something, you will see them somewhere, but like
it just looked like it was in-house. It looked like it like y'all all was at my house and we knew exactly what was gonna happen. Like you said, everything just turned to a stage. It looked like a movie. When he walked up, everything was dark. You know what I mean? Chris was in a light, looking like Yoda and shit with his hands behind it. but yo, it's and who's August? Who's August?
August Alsina,
the dude that his wife was sleeping with.
Now, to think about this, isn't he coming out with a book about their sex life?
Oh,
I heard that.
Is he?
Yeah, he coming out with. I'm like, come on, man, come on. Now he picked the right time. It's like everything is like all set up to be this. Everybody want a piece of the pie now. It's like
he did that at the right time.
The Oscars was losing. Like nobody was fucking with the Oscars for a while.
That's another reason I think it was staged.
I mean,
because it sure got the ratings and the views. Like,
hey, but come on, your wife. And whoever she was messing with, now he wants to write a book on their sex. Come on, man.
Now, why he didn't smack old boy?
In August, I mean, I like August Alsina.
No, I'm just saying, but you gotta write a book. You're gonna have a book published about your sex life, and this is like,
I mean, how would realistically, that's not a dumb thing.
No,
it's
good.
But everybody's cashing in on the situation.
Right. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, if Will really cares and all this, that will kind of like
Oh, you
be.
mean the timing of the like
He's
him
putting
doing
a
the
thing
whole?
on, man. My
I
wife,
get
right?
it.
My
Yeah.
wife messing around, and now dude gonna write a book on their personal sexual life.
That's fucking crazy.
How am I supposed to handle that?
Go smack her.
Because you know the book is gonna be elevated. Yo, you know the book is gonna be elevated, probably even glorified to be even more than what it really was.
No, but you know what? With August, I'm speaking from the female perspective. Like, there's some talk about August, and I prior to listening to his music, I remember that he was in court for shifting some girl's uterus. Like, so
Right.
he's, you know, that's a whole nother, yeah, that's a whole nother gamut there. So yeah, nine
But
times out of
but
10, people will
but
be,
here,
especially if you like, you
Yeah,
know,
but there are some girls with
but will she be
uteruses
mad
like
at
that
that though?
small.
But will she be mad at that though?
It is true. There are some girls with
that's
small,
true. That's
small,
very
small,
true.
small
That's
uteruses.
very true.
Because I actually, I have in my past dealt with
Well,
somebody
yeah.
like that where they couldn't even
Well,
handle an
yeah,
inch.
yeah. We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
Moving right along. Moving right along.
I'm just saying. So it's possible he could have hit one of them off.
That was, I mean, but let's okay. Let me
He said,
direct.
moving right along.
Shouldn't Jada be mad if that's true? If a book's coming out, shouldn't she be mad about that? And if she's not mad about that, what kind of level of respect does she have for her husband?
I'm wondering what kind of level of respect she has for him anyway, because apparently I don't know if it's true or not, but they said that she came out with some sort of response about like not being happy about what he did or something, like
Okay.
not speaking on his like.
Glad you said that.
Yeah.
Now, and this is horrible, but on a cosmic level, they're supposed to be together. But here's the thing. I go out there and defend your honor, right? As a good mate, if you see me about to make a mistake, and most women who got your back, they're gonna jump in and be like, yo, chill. Don't even do that. Let's,
that's so true.
Not a good idea, right? If she cares.
Mm-hmm.
She allowed him to get up and do that. If this shit's real, he does it. She laughs. He catches all this flack, right? Everybody's cheering him on, defending black women, blah, blah, blah. She got alopecia, which is a whole nother conversation. But now it's, I may be changing my tune. Maybe it wasn't so smart what he did.
Right.
He overreacted and shit like this. If you believe that, where was your response in that situation?
Right. Right.
And that's kind of disrespectful to him to be like, damn, I'm smacking niggas for you. And now,
and this, yeah,
like if I get up and smack somebody, we smack somebody.
Right.
It's us in the shit.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Now it's like, well, damn, nigga, I don't think you should have did that. That's corny.
It's so when I heard that, I was like, that's gotta be, I gotta wait to hear if that's true or not, because that's a whole nother level of being fucked up. Like, that's really fucked up. It's really fucked up because, and then it's not even like the whole, I don't know. I just think it's, the whole thing is staged. She's had a bald head before or cut her hair down like really low before. So I think the whole thing is staged. However, she's dead wrong, like dead ass wrong. Like, if that is the case,
I don't think she respects him, and I think there's a part of Will that is inadequate, and she fills a void. We're looking at the dysfunction, but she feels a void in him.
Why do you think she feels a void? And I'm gonna tell you why she feels a void. I'm gonna tell you why there's a void there.
Tatisa Johnson said it's clear she don't love like that.
But the thing is, here's why I believe that there's a void there. And I probably can speak for a lot of people. When Will Smith was big when she married him, right? Right? He was big, right? Money wise, famous. Yeah. So think about this. Like most people who have more money money that overshadow the person. Sometimes you're more like you miss the person and you basically really was attracted to what was surrounding that person. And that person image relies on that that big thing. So my whole thing is sometimes when you present it in a certain way, it becomes more important than you. Like if I'm a billionaire, you're looking at me, but you're not really looking at me. You're looking at the billions of dollars. And I
Right.
think that's the void where she just can't see him in a personal way when he got so much money. When you got so much of something, people see that more. Like I could be the best. Let's say I could be the best boxer in the world or something like that. People are looking more at your technique than they actually are looking at you. It's like they're more mesmerized by how you do this certain thing, not really being in love with the person that's displaying it, but really being in love with the display. You know what I
I
mean?
think that's in a case
You
where
kind of get that? I don't
people
know.
like just meet, like not just meet each other, but that don't really know each. I don't know where I think maybe honestly,
And you can get
open relationships work for some people. I don't know if it's true. Allegedly, they have like this open relationship or whatever have you, but it
even
that.
if
works for.
even if that's the case, there still has to be a level of respect. I you know, my philosophy. My philosophy is, the creative forces put people together for reasons far beyond our spiritual pay grade. Because there's the shit that karmically they're here to do. No matter how dysfunction it may seem,
Right.
they're to get together for a reason. Their kids are here through that union for a reason. I'm not questioning the reason because I get that.
But how
But
fun is it though? How fun can it actually be if a
I
person can
can't
give you
even
anything you want?
I can't even question that. You got to understand that this is Hollywood. Um, Now, keep in mind, she was in love with Tupac. She never really shook that whole Tupac thing. She's
That's
still,
so
I
true.
think they still write open letters to Tupac every year, some shit like that. But anyway,
Dang.
Will Smith is not Tupac, right? And that's a certain level of energy, just on a human level, that she requires. Will Smith is not that at
But you
all.
got to think about this too. Look at Will Smith and look
So I
at
don't think
what he's used to. Look at Will Smith appearance and Tupac appearance. You got one dude that's usually a clean cut or whatever, and then you got another dude that's more on the I guess the thug look or something like that. So maybe the appearance also kind of she's probably not like have any desire for his character. You understand? Like it's so much
I don't think
involved.
she does. I mean, and this is just speaking on just the human level of things. Because the creator, like I said, we're together for reasons far beyond people's human perspective. But just looking at it from just a human perspective, the bottom line is, I don't think she is really into him like that. If she had to pick or build the dude, like people say, if I can build a bitch,
It will look
part my
nothing
rich.
like him.
But if I can build a nigga, uh, it wouldn't look like that. It wouldn't be Will. It just
Speaking
Right.
wouldn't
from
be.
like from a woman's perspective, no, she doesn't. She doesn't respect him. He's probably like
He
I,
too looked like a
I
good.
almost
He
said
looked
like
like
a
a
fuck
good
boy
guy
or
to me.
something, but
I think.
like she doesn't
I think
respect
he
him
looked.
and she's not into him. She's really not. Like
Yeah, she's not, because she's
Doesn't
she's
matter what he do.
she's hung him out to dry too many times. And when you really riding for somebody, you just don't do certain things, regardless of what y'all discuss behind the scenes. If y'all can have a
right,
relationship, fine.
right,
But still, there's gonna be a level of respect in certain things that you're not gonna hang your partner out to
right.
dry and walk away on a narcissistic attitude and be like, it's not me, it's him. It's not me, it's him. That's her all the time. It's
She's
not
so
me, it's
not
him.
into him.
you
She's
know.
so not into him.
But I mean, I think it's something that, and keep in mind, let me put this on the screen. Miss Johnson says it's clear she don't love like that. Let me see what else she said. Of course not. Yeah. So she's along in line with what we're saying. Um, I can just say that, and this is what I take away from this whole situation. Jada and Will are here to walk their paths, right? What is it teaching us? What are we learning from all of this? Is what the big question. Especially when I saw a lot of black women, champion, you
Right.
know, black men sticking up for, black
Right.
women, which I agree, we need that. That's something we should be doing, but
But
we should
not
be
to
doing
that
that
degree.
in a healthy, intelligent, balanced manner.
Right.
Because there's a lot of cats in the grave right now because they was protecting their lady because the nigga might have said something slick, and he gonna go protect that, and somebody stabbed him or
And now
shot him or
somebody
whatever.
else. And now
And
somebody else.
but here's the thing: how does that make a sister feel that she got into an argument with a dude? He was disrespectful. Her man went to defend that, and he's not here anymore. As the woman, do you say to yourself, damn, if I could do that shit all over again, maybe I would have just said, let's just go to the car or something, or let's just walk away. He's not here no more because of some bullshit. So how do you process that?
Like for me, I because I really don't give a fuck about certain things, like more than likely I would stop him from, like, it's really not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's like, it's more, sometimes it's a lot of energy to try to stop a guy from trying to say something or do something to somebody else. Like, in your defense, it's not that easy to stop a person. However, yeah, she didn't, she just watched him walk up there, watched him walk back, and just and laughed at the little joke that Chris said, and
Now, I've seen the video, like she laughed after Will, quote unquote, smacked.
Exactly.
She laughed.
Exactly. So you said she left?
She laughed at him. She laughed.
Oh, she
after
laughed.
Will smacked him. She
Yeah.
laughed.
It was like a comic show. It was like a stage. It's like it was staged. It was like funny.
That's why that whole thing is not, like, to me, I just feel like it's not even a realistic. I don't care if they say he's banned from, because apparently he's banned from.
Who cares, man? The man made tons of money.
For like 10. I don't care if they say that. Oh, they was gonna take the Oscar away. Oh, they asked him to leave. That's all bullshit. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Like, it's all bullshit.
Saw in-house probably to make it look. But you know what? Like, it was. I actually woke up to it. Like, I started seeing stuff like slap, 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 slapping back. Everything was just like slap everything I was going through. I was like, damn. But the slap was awesome. You know what I mean? I'm gonna use the word awesome because it was awesome. It was the slap, was like a technique. You know what I mean? You gonna call that the slap was like a Shaolin master or something. Like, it was
some martial arts.
Yeah, you put a lot of you know what I mean? Like, it was. So it had technique to it.
Back in the day, something like that could be a level of things were respected. Getting smacked, because culture was different. Back in the day. Now shit can get real funky because smacking a dude is like the ultimate sign of disrespect.
It is.
Oh yeah, that's like spitting on somebody too. Same thing.
Open hand smack, and you hear the psh.
No, I got slapped before. I got slapped in the face. This was like back. This was I'm not gonna say no names, but because it was me, my man, and and his girl, and we were sitting at the table. I forgot exactly what I said, but I know he slapped the shit out of me, and I was just like Chris Rock, the same response. You know what I mean? Because I didn't expect to get slapped hard like that. You know what I mean? So, but I can understand why Chris Rock didn't hit him. You know what I mean? Because I didn't do it either. I just was like, wow. The same way Chris Rock was. I was like,
Wow.
but were you disrespectful? Were you like,
I forgot what happened, but I know it was. I'm gonna say. I mean, you already know what it was when I say one thing. Chicken was on the table. So you already know whose name pop up with that. Chicken was on the table. But all I know is he was sitting with his girl, and I said something. And all I know was like right across my face. I was like, just like Chris Rock, like.
I can't. I honestly can't see somebody slapping me and it's not. I can't.
It was
can't
family though. It was. I mean, it was family.
Yeah, I was about
I
to say
know
the way
when
you
you
setting
said
this up,
chicken
this
was on
sounds
the
like
table. I
family.
figured it out.
It was. It was
I
family.
think
So you probably laughed.
Huh?
You
It was
probably
like I
laughed.
gave the same response Chris Rock gave, dog, but he got slapped. You know what I mean? Because it didn't make me want to hit him or anything. It was like just a wow.
Yeah. Let me put this comment on the screen. Tiffany Beautiful Me says, in a situation like that, is it the woman's job to step in and defuse the situation because there was nothing to defend? I'm gonna read it again. In a situation like that, is it the woman's job to step in and defuse the situation because there was nothing to defend? What do you think about
Not
that?
really. Not really, because there's nothing she can possibly do. What's she gonna get up there and manhandle him and all that stuff?
it's
Yeah, I
not a
don't think
woman's job, but if that's like if
it
that's your
happened.
dude, like, or your husband or whatever have you, like, and you just don't feel like it's necessary, then yeah, you're gonna step in and like like nah, like it's all right,
But maybe she didn't expect a slap to go on. Maybe she thought he was just gonna say something
the
to him.
fact that you should know. I think if you're with somebody, you know that person good enough to know if they get up,
Yeah.
like certain things that you just know, like fuck,
True.
like you know what I mean. And if you don't know that about the person, then I might be a little like,
Unless it was staged.
unless it was staged, right?
Unless it was staged. Unless it was all
Right.
planned.
Well, it is all Hollywood, you know what I mean? Nobody got really in trouble for it, just a little bit like you can't come to. But I think Will Smith done with that shit anyway.
But remember, I was about to say, like, remember at one point, like they weren't fucking with the Oscars, like him and Jada, I think, or So I don't even think that's like a real punishment or anything like that.
Right.
Like he probably doesn't even give a fuck.
You made enough money. Who cares about an Oscar, man?
Yeah.
I don't think it's too much about when you got to understand Hollywood is a society.
True.
It's more about being in that society than it is actually the trophies. And I mean, those trophies are just tokens, but to be in that society in good standing is most important shit ever to anybody in Hollywood.
That's very
to
true.
be in good standing. You ever see actors who are not in good standing with Hollywood and how they look? And they don't make movies no more. They can't because they're blackballed.
They're blackballed.
And they look run down and scruffy and just. And every time you hear a story about them, it's in the worst light.
It's in the worst light. I always think of Jim Carrey and
I
Lauryn
think
Hill.
Jim Carrey too. Yeah, you said
Jim Carrey and Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, so this is what happened. So I think you keeping your membership good in the whole Hollywood club is more important than the fucking trophies. The trophies are cool, but they fear that the most.
That's true.
But let's see what my man Dwayne. What's up, Dwayne? My man Dwayne said she knew exactly what he was gonna do. That's why they laughed after the fact. True. That
it was staged. You're right, Dwayne. You're absolutely right.
Tiffany Beautiful Me says a simple, firm wrist grab should have been enough to signal him to sit down and chill.
For Will Smith, perhaps, but there's some people. It's not a simple wrist grab.
Yeah, some men off the chain. You say
depending
one thing and
on
it's
who you
0 to 100.
For some men, you might have to stand in front of them and say, like,
Yeah.
like,
they go
chill,
to 0 to
chill,
100 real quick.
Like,
and you gotta really and that's the problem that I had about us and what the women were saying, because like I said, and this comes from our trauma, we don't have to defend everything. We got to be smart about what's defendable. because a woman is not going to factor in if you live a good life with this man financially. Whatever he's about to do can jeopardize all of that. Or he could be laying in a pool of blood and now you upset at the fact that, or he got to go sit down for 10, 15 years behind the wall and now you looking goofy and you're going to be with another nigga anyway. Like, you just got to think. You got to think.
And in those moments, you don't even have time to process anything. Like, that's why I say, like, I really, there's a level of not giving a fuck that I really don't give a fuck about certain things. My son, or, like, cares about different things more than I. Like, if somebody looks at me weird, or, it's more so like, he's like looking, but I don't care about, like, even words. I really don't give a fuck. So it's usually the people that are around that care more. It's like, who cares? Like, it's just,
somebody asked me today about
long as you're not fucking with my family, I'm good.
Yeah, there's and that's what I'm saying. There are situations where you have to know when to push the go button.
Yeah.
But you got to have these conversations with yourself now in life. Not when you get out there and realize, damn, I shouldn't have did that. I should have waited.
Right.
I shouldn't have.
Because you don't have time to process then.
You have to have those conversations with yourself now and prepare yourself now to say, hey, if a person does X, Y, and Z, what do? Walk away. Motherfucker cuss you out. All types of nasty shit. What do? Because I'm going to tell you down here, regular road rage, people will pull out a gun and shoot up your fucking car.
Yeah.
There's just certain shit you just got to let go.
Too.
So
in Florida too.
So be smart, man. It's just not, we as people of color really got to understand that we want to defend bullshit, but shit that we really need to defend, we're not even having that discussion at all.
Not even on the table.
And that's what bothers me, that we want to defend the bullshit, but we don't want to defend what really needs to be defended. We don't even have that discussion. And I'm going to show you how we programmed. And this is bad, but I'm going to show you how we program psychologically. Black dude says something to your old lady, right? The self-hate is so unconscious, but it's there. You have it in your being that you'll take this man's life over what he said to your girl. You'll take his life. You ain't even second guess it. It never crossed your mind that you can't take his life. White boy do it. All types of shit run through your mind if you put your hands on him. You rationalize, damn, okay, if I do X, Y, and Z, how this gonna pan out? Why do we process and think about what we do to other races, but when it comes to us, I could kill this nigga and won't even lose no sleep about it? That's insane.
I mean, that's the biggest cancer of all. That's the cancer behind what the whole thing that's going on in this world with black people anyway, from the beginning. That's the self-destruction. That's what they call self-destruction, bro. It's like your enemy is your people is your enemy. That's basically what it's like. You taught how to think like we're like indispensable. What's that word? When their quality of life is really not that important, so you feel like you get away with killing them, and you know what I mean, it just don't mean nothing. You know what I mean? Like they mean nothing. They don't have you treat them like they don't have family. They don't have nobody standing on their side. It's all alone. And the truth is, you really are alone. You really don't have family. Black people really don't. And I'm gonna be real about it. We don't fight for each other like that. We talk a good game when it comes down to like racism and all that little baby shit. But when it comes down to the real shit, it's not even that important. That person's not even important because nobody's gonna back that person's life. Nobody's gonna back them, and that's why we at the bottom of the barrel. Ain't nobody gonna back each other, man.
And if you look at the Will Smith and Chris Rock situation, if that was a white man up there, he wouldn't even got out of his seat.
Nah, he wouldn't have at all.
The psychological programming. He could have got another white comedian could have got up there and said all types of shit about old girl. And he wouldn't have did shit. You know why? Because when you see yourself, and Chris Rock is Will Smith. Like when you see another person of color, that's you. So it's like I hate myself so much. It ain't nothing for me to go off this dude because he looks just like me.
I'm so glad you said that, because that puts it into perspective as to why, when, like, or if anyone like would ever have anything negative to say about me, or, you know, felt a certain way or wanted to curse me out or whatever, I look at it as that's a reflection of what you feel about yourself, like, you know, and I'm just like a target for whatever have you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's so deep rooted, man. And that's what
disease, man.
And just going back to the comments that the sisters were making, it bothered me because it's like, damn, y'all gotta think. Like, you want this, you looking at an act that happened on the world stage, let alone it's us. Damn, why we gotta get up there and act like this? But you're championing some shit. And I feel like because he was black women saw that it was okay. But the bottom line is we get more disrespect from the system and more disrespect from people who don't even look like us. And here's where I agree with the black women saying, look, we need more protection. We need black men to stand up and protect us. Those are the things that you protect, but not this.
Not this.
This is coonery.
Right.
This is no different from what goes on in the streets between brothers and sisters.
You know, I like. Let's just say
on a big stage.
If this isn't staged, let's just say he went to get up and she stopped him. Do you guys think like the backlash that he got would have been the same?
No. Because if Will would have said from his chair what he said after the smack, that would have been good enough for me. Niggas would have been like, you know what? He about his, you know.
Oh, keep your mouth, keep my wife's name.
Yeah. That alone.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, if he would have stood up and she probably like stopped him or whatever have you, like, would the backlash be the same?
It was just
like
a G.I. Jane.
I don't think it would have been the same. I think the fact that if Will would have showed any level of I'm protecting mine without the violence,
right,
we would have got the point. Because it's at the fucking Oscars. Like, nobody's expecting that. Like,
right.
Just for a man of color to stand up and say, hey, tighten up or we're gonna have a fucking problem. That's it.
Right.
That's all we need.
I just have been like, not today, not today.
I agree.
Yeah. Not today. Yeah. You know, we get it. That's all. And you know what? I would have respected that.
Right.
But to get up and act like it's okay to do what you did, regardless what the fuck is going on inside of you. And you chose the no disrespect to Chris Rock, but you chose the wimpy, everybody hates Chris.
Right.
Comedian.
He sure wouldn't have did it to nobody else.
Exactly.
That's
the punk shit to me. I don't respect that.
That too, but the thing is, this is why I'm sold on it might being real, is because of Chris Rock's response. That's the only reason I kind of his response to the whole thing, just how he was talking back to him and all that stuff, it felt real. The way Chris Rock was responding back to him, like, I won't say your wife's name again, and it was just a G.I. Jane joke. You know what I mean? Like that, just the stuff that he was saying. That sound real, like how he responded.
But
to
check it out. You know, Hollywood. Keep in mind, this is the same agency that creates movies that puts people on other planets and created Star Wars and take our imaginations to places and create fucking superheroes and Iron Man. They're creating shit on screen that takes you to a whole nother world.
Yeah,
Don't
that is
get it twisted that they can't make something seem that it's not. Now, my thing is this. Regardless of Chris Rock's response, the bottom line is, in that club, if they need you to do something because your career is in jeopardy for whatever reason, like keep in mind, Hollywood operates like this.
Attention.
Everybody knows everybody. Everybody knows your dirt. Everybody knows what you do. Everybody know who you sleep with. Everybody know what kind of drugs you on. Everybody knows all your shit. So the minute you step out of line, we airing you out. Here's what we need you to do. We need you to get smacked in front of the world. We need all these players to be involved. It's going to help our ratings.
Yep.
You'll be humiliated, but we humiliate black men all the time in these movies. So don't feel no type of way. It'll help your ticket sales on your show.
And guess what? They don't care anyway when they eat.
Yeah, Red Table Talk will, you'll get ratings and all of this.
And we'll pay you XYZ amount of money.
We owe you an ass whooping, Will. So you got to take this one for the team, right? Keep in mind, when Will smacked Chris, Hollywood came to Will's aid. When I say Hollywood, I'm talking about all those actors, A-list actors.
Right.
Are you okay? Do you need anything?
Ain't better Chris Rock at all, though.
They ain't fuck with Chris. So you got to peep game. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
They didn't mention Chris. They didn't. Like I said, but Chris is the guy that to me, like you said, like Will is a bigger name than Chris Rock, obviously, but not really. I'm just saying, like he wasn't really that important to them anyway.
I just think Chris Rock is a horrible actor. Chris Rock ain't.
I love Chris Rock though, man. I mean, I'm cool with him, man. He got his own.
The only time I fucked with Chris was in New Jack City.
New Jack City, that was it. Yeah.
And Boomerang.
I liked him in
that Boomerang.
He was in the mail room, talking shit all the time.
Yeah, I mean, he got his little character. Yeah. He I'm dying. What for chicken wings, right? He was on I'm gonna get you, sucker, right?
He had he was trying to order one rib, nigga.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm just saying, but I'm just saying, like his retarded characters, and I like that character though. You know what I mean?
He has iconic scenes in movies, but that's about it. His acting, he really ain't got no.
Man, he was CB4. What you talking about, man?
But we like CB4. Niggas don't fuck with CB4.
I didn't even bother
MC Gusto.
Yeah, he was MC Gusto, man. He did his.
I tell you what, Will Smith wouldn't have smacked Charlie Murphy. I tell you that shit. And he's a comedian. And I like Will Smith and Donkey and Shrek. I'm just saying.
You said he would smack Charlie Murphy?
Oh, hell no, he wouldn't smack Charlie Murphy.
No, he sure wouldn't.
Charlie Murphy would be looking forward to that ass whooping. There's a level of embarrassment simply because it happened between two black men amongst a room full of white.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah.
And it might was set up for that. It might was set up for that whole act anyway. And you know what? People do anything for money, man. Hollywood is all a brotherhood, like we were saying. Like, so they control the narrative. They control damn near everything. Basically, they like the vision of people's visions. You know what I mean? We watch television, and everything we feel that's right on television is what we get mesmerized, and we get under hypnosis with that. And just like videos, music, rappers, and stuff they wear, the way people look, the way people act, and how families act on movies, all of that becomes our reality in our head and what we're trying to get to. It becomes our goals. That's all everything on TV is really our goals. We want to acting, you know what I mean? The Perfect Family, the Cosbys, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and all that stuff is all programmed. It's programmed into our DNA.
So with that being said, aside from the people who are involved, Will, Chris, Jada, blah blah blah, aside from those people, I think more of the damage that was done was to our community. Not them. They'll be fine. Who cares?
They'll be fine. Yeah.
But I think how we already have a stigma. But when you do it in this arena, on this stage, and people watching this shit overseas in China and all this type of shit, like what does that do to our image? Our image is already kind of iffy to people around the world. But now you have totally see, I told you, see them niggas, they walked on stage and smacked the nigga right on TV. Didn't care. That's like could you imagine the conversations that are going on in people's homes
Mind you,
black.
it's Will Smith. Like everybody, like Will Smith.
Yeah,
Everybody
that
watched
guy.
him, and
That guy.
But guess what?
Yeah.
Guess what? And guess what? Blacks only fight blacks, and damn near in everything, music, television, everything is like blacks fight blacks. Like there's like they're competing against each other. I mean, you don't see Jim Carrey competing against Brad Pitt or anybody. I mean, I'm just saying, like, just they're not competing. They're not trying to compete and hate on each other. We always competing with each other, no matter what we do. We always competing against each other. We always fighting each other and competing, no matter what level of what it is about, or it's about racing, it's about basketball, it's about football, it's about acting. You always get two black images fighting back and forth. I'm better. I'm the best. I'm this and that. Boxing. I'm the best. It's always like we just. I think we get too caught up in our ego, and it's more like we just saw how wild we are towards each other, but everybody else is like on the outside. We don't even say their names. We don't even
Will,
mention.
Will Smith
that's
was like the safe black dude, or so
Right.
They're pretty much looking at it now like, oh my gosh, like even Will Smith, has it in him.
I'm glad you
like,
said that, because I
Yeah.
felt like Will Smith was the only one untouched by Hollywood
Maybe it's
when it
time
comes
to
to
go.
that ritual shit. He was the only one that was kind of like untouched.
right.
Will Smith. Even Denzel, I feel like he only got an Oscar when he played a fucked up cop. Like he should have been got a fucking Oscar.
He should have
He's got one from Malcolm X, but that shit ain't gonna happen. But I'm just
No.
saying, he had such great work. He got rewarded when he played something bad.
Right.
Something that not to say he couldn't play a bad guy, but he played something that America cherishes, which they're police officers, and he played a dirty cop.
Right.
And he died. That's also some shit that A-list actors, you don't die in movies.
Man, King Kong ain't got shit on me.
And he got rewarded for that. Halle Berry, she did some pretty good movies, man. She shouldn't have got an Oscar for Monsters Ball, but look what the fuck they did in Monsters Ball.
Yo, but I'm gonna tell you one thing.
Soft porn.
Right.
Halle Berry can do some good porn scenes. I'm not gonna front. Even though she don't have real sex in them, Halle Berry, she know how to get down on them images and all that stuff. I ain't gonna lie, because I just watched the movie on Netflix for her. But being a fighter.
There he go.
Did you watch that yet? Did you watch that yet?
Nah.
What's the movie?
It's I forgot the name of it.
I've seen the I haven't seen the movie, but I know which movie you're talking about. So you don't need to watch Monster Ball then. You don't need to watch that then.
You can watch that. She does a pretty good job of like giving you an imagination on that too. I was like, here she go, man. Halle Berry know how to do them nasty scenes, man. She probably the best to do a nasty scene without actually showing really anything. You know what I mean?
There you go. Well, she got an Oscar for that shit.
Yeah, she the best at that, man. Halle Berry.
Like old girl, the big girl that they blackballed her from Hollywood. What's her name?
Monique.
She got an Oscar for playing the mom in Precious. Precious was a horrible.
Precious, man.
Precious wasn't a horrible movie, but
you didn't like Precious? I like Precious, man.
No. What I'm saying is,
I didn't.
Good movie. The story is heart wrenching.
Right.
It's extremely degrading.
Right.
For us, the story is she was a horrible mom, and she got an Oscar for that shit. But I'm just saying. So they reward us when we display for the world the worst parts.
When we're doing some fucked up shit, like
But you're not gonna get a reward for Malcolm X. Shit, I still think this nigga Malcolm X.
Me too. He played about he did that so good. You don't even picture the real Malcolm X. You picture him. He played that's how good Denzel played that part though. He definitely you just got caught up like this is Malcolm X.
That's crazy because you're right.
Yeah.
That's bugged
He's
out.
so right.
Yes, man.
He played that shit hard.
I think the
what about Jamie though? What about Jamie Foxx? He got a lot of stuff, right? Jamie Foxx is a hell of an actor too.
Jamie Foxx is good, but he's been already touched by Hollywood. The minute he put
Oh
on
yeah,
that
he did a
dress,
lot.
it was a
I
wrap.
forgot he did a lot.
The minute he what?
He put on the dress.
Oh yeah, I
You
forgot
know,
about
there's
that.
certain shit in Hollywood that they want your strong alpha men to do, like
Right.
put on a big ass Ben Reigns in a fucking dress. Come on,
Right.
man.
Right.
Yeah, what's up with
Wesley Snipes was in a dress too.
Yeah,
Yes, he was.
So in order for you to move through the ranks of Hollywood, you gotta do that shit, man. You gotta do
yeah.
that
You
shit.
notice that, like when you get big, they try to throw a skirt on you, man. Quick, throw a skirt on your
So
ass,
you gotta
man.
peep
They
game
try
with
to
all of that.
demasculate.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
gotta
I
peep game with
forgot
all
that movie with Wesley Snipes. He played as a female, right? He died, whatever they was playing as females. Him and a couple of dudes.
that.
There's like a
It was a two one fool or fool one fool, some shit
Oh
like that.
yeah, that's exactly what it was.
had that
Shit
nigga
fucked
playing
up.
that fucking female, man. That's crazy.
So,
Wesley.
but you gotta peep game though. For you to be so alpha and you like Blade and you fucking motherfuckers up and all this shit, and a nigga
About to
come
watch that tonight.
a
Go
dress,
ahead.
you're at the crossroads because you got to make a decision. Damn, do I play this role for the whole world to see me in a dress, lipstick and shit? How far do I want to go in Hollywood? Like, that's some real shit.
Right.
And I think possibly this Will Smith situation could have been his tap to say, hey, you know, nigga, we ain't got you in a minute. Because Will done kissed plenty dudes in movies. Yeah, he done did some iffy shit too.
But you know what? Guess what? Don't be surprised when they have a movie for this relationship too.
That's hey, watch for the hook. That's all I'm saying.
A movie this is for what relationship? I'm lost.
The whole thing with Tupac. That's a great movie. You know how much? You know how much that's going. You know if they come out with a movie with that a few years from now, you know how many people want to see the insight. You know, because people believe in these movies, so it's gonna be based on a real story. So people gonna be like, they gonna, you show them everything. You know, they're gonna add stuff to it, but that's a hell of a money maker right now. Just creating a drama right now and then bringing a movie out.
We could be being primed just for that. It's something to look out for. That's crazy. Yeah.
Will and Jada. There it is. Will and Jada.
That's crazy. And then we'll forget about this shit. And we'll be entertained. Because we got short attention spans when it comes to shit. They'll have us focus on some
very
other shit
short.
But my biggest gripe with the whole situation was the effect that it had on us and some of the comments and the things that the sisters were saying. The brothers wasn't saying too much. I saw some goofy shit brothers were saying.
Yeah, I've seen some too.
I'm gonna tell you, at the end of the day, just don't. First of all, if your old lady put you in a situation and she know that shit's gonna go left, that ain't the one for you.
Right.
I'm just saying, and vice versa. But men don't typically put females in situations. It can happen.
Totally agree.
It can happen. A man could put a female in a situation where she, but typically, especially if you got one who, feels like she needs to defend everything, as a man, you naturally don't want to seem like no punk, but you don't know how this situation is going to get out of control. You can't foresee how far this shit's going to go. At this point, it's just, you might have an exchange, y'all going back and forth. But
I think it's harder for a man to have a female chill than it is for a female to
control a man.
To control a man.
Yeah.
Because I really think you guys might have a harder time depending on, but
we got a hard time trying to keep them off us.
Huh?
Shit, we had a hard time keeping them all putting their hands on us. Shit.
You got to calculate everything, man. I'm a calculated person. I think shit. I'm quick with my thoughts. Dwayne says women cause good dudes to get killed, and that's exactly my point. I was reading the comments on Facebook. I'm like, y'all don't understand. But like I said, I wanted to ask the sisters, if if a man is defending your pride and your ego, not your physicality, because dude didn't grab you or anything like that, totally different can of worms. He's defending your pride and your ego. And once he gets to defending your pride and your ego, now his pride and his ego needs to be defended, because now it's like, what you gonna do, nigga?
Right.
If something happens to you and you are no longer here, how does she process that? Does she say, hey, he went out fighting for me? Is that a badge of honor? Or, I mean, it's the shit's goofy. Like,
it's stupid. It's so stupid.
Well, think about this. You ever watch what movie was that? Actually, it just came to my mind. Might not be the best description of this, but 300. The whole concept with 300, how he, his honor, all that stuff.
Well, okay. Look at 300. You had honor and you had pride, but you also they were fighting for their very survival.
Yes.
Because if they did nothing, then they were going to get conquered anyway.
Yeah.
So you go fight.
They would have got but what I'm saying though, the thing is,
this is my topic.
He gave his life. He basically gave his life for that honor, for what he stood for, right? But he left his wife vulnerable.
I disagree. I disagree.
He didn't leave his wife vulnerable, because there was one part on there where she told him to come back with his shield or on it. Like,
no, I'm talking about vulnerable. No, the dude took advantage of her, whatever, because he wasn't coming back. So what I'm trying to say is he's going to fight for her honor and everything. But
no, he didn't fight for her honor. He didn't fight for her honor.
He was fighting for everybody. I know. I know what he was fighting for, but I'm saying he left them all open to be manipulated. And what he did,
he had no choice. He had no choice.
But he didn't leave them open. Like it's like he went where he had to go. However, like, if he's not there, like they have to basically fend for themselves at that very time.
So what was the point? He might as well just stay there and fight with him instead of leaving them open and vulnerable. And I'm just saying,
it's a bigger picture.
Yeah, but he's still.
You got.
I know it's a bigger picture, but it's the same kind. It's like the same concept. It's the same concept.
What was that? You got to look at what. You got to look at what was at stake, and it wasn't pride, and it wasn't ego. You got to look at their culture. You got to look at what they train for. You got to look at what they honor. To die in battle is honorable, right? Then you got to look at the fact that they're being invaded.
And he didn't want his children and the women to become slaves.
But he knew they were going to be slaves anyway at the end of the day. He knew that.
They didn't. They weren't.
No. He didn't. No, he didn't know that, because to keep it a being with you, if he didn't miss with that spear,
wow.
if he didn't miss with that spear, shit.
I know he had the tough and the fate, but he knew the odds was damn near against him.
The odds was the odds
was like one out of he had that split of a chance to win that fight. How he almost won. He knew it was gonna come to just a tiny split. If he missed or whatever happened, it was over.
He was ready.
He knew that. I love the movie, but I'm just saying.
That's if you're gonna die, if you're gonna go in a blaze of glory, that's the way you go. But not protecting somebody's pride and their ego about how they feel about some shit. No. And that's what I'm saying. Pick and choose wisely. So if you're gonna go to the penitentiary, if you're gonna take a life, or if you're gonna have yours taken, it needs to be under them circumstances. For your family, period.
Gotta go and
that's
watch
what
that.
He was fighting for his family.
I love that character, man. I love that character though. That's the most.
He's bomb. Like that whole thing. Like
that's the most testosterone you can ever. A dose of the testosterone you can ever get in your lifetime.
I'll probably look for that tonight and watch it again. Like that's my favorite movie. My favorite movie.
And this is what we are missing in our culture as melanated people. We don't have principles anymore. Our
That's
principles
true.
are, you know, you made me look bad in front of my homies and shit like that. Like,
Over dumb
no,
shit.
over dumb stuff.
Yeah.
We don't fight for legacies. We don't fight for the ability for the women and children to have a better way. No,
You
no.
can't because nobody else is gonna be there. You don't have an army to fight with you though. Like it's a little different now
That's
though. Like
why you have to. That's why you have to secure your own personal universe.
Yeah.
That's just what you have to do.
just think
And now,
about it. If you
if you
have
have other people who, who subscribe to that, join in the fight. Shit. But
Right.
at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about yourself. That's just what it is.
well, we gotta do something on that movie though.
I
We
love
gotta do
that
something
movie.
like that.
All day. I'm in.
We gotta talk about that movie, man. I think we should go like from all his parts where he was talking and all that stuff. We gotta break down all that stuff because
You know what? One of my favorite parts, and I'm gonna get off the topic, is when that pit, and he was about to kick the man into the pit. He turned back
right,
and he looked at his wife, and she
right.
gave him
That's
the
what,
nod,
yeah,
like,
The
right.
Will
That's
Smith
what Peter
nod.
Bigger did. That's what I'm saying. But at the same time, yeah, I just like the part when people like would try to force him to submit, and he will go by the principles. like no, this is what we do. It's not what
right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, he was hard, man. That dude get a
Yeah,
go.
I
He
love
should
it. Leonidas.
I wonder if he
Yes.
got an Oscar for that. But whatever. But yeah, that shit was real.
And you know what? There was a time for us as melanated beings where we lived by those principles and we fought by those principles. We just don't have that no more. This is why when you look back in Kemet, Kemet was a very it flourished for thousands of years, but it was it was a kingdom that was consistently trying to be invaded. So what the Cometians had to do was consistently fight back people who always tried to come in and invade them. And that's the only thing they did. They didn't go around conquering people. The only thing we did was keep the invaders from coming in. And we had laws and principles where we could do business with outsiders, but outsiders couldn't come in and dilute and destroy the fabric of what we had set up. That's why it flourished for so long, because they had principles and laws set up saying, look, this is how we get down, and can't nobody come in and dilute or taint that. So they fought and fought and fought. But they also had prophecy saying, look, there was a time where our shit gonna fall. And they knew the fall was coming.
He still went with his.
Yeah, they knew the fall was coming, so they had to prepare for the fall.
But anyway. Right. But now he took the chance. You know, what I mean, he knew the odds was against him, but a split second, it was all over. Missed that motherfucker.
When he kicked dude in that pit, he was just letting them know, look, no,
that's not how we get down over here.
Yeah. Yeah. And those are principles and things that you die for.
Yeah.
Because those principles affect everybody. And it's not an individual thing. So, but on that note, we had a great show. I like to say thanks to everybody that was in the chat. Tatisa Johnson, Tiffany Beautiful Me, my man Dwayne, and everybody that came through. I appreciate y'all. Please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, like, share, do all that good stuff. And I'm glad y'all come through with the questions and the comments and all that good stuff. And we appreciate y'all. And I am your brother Muad'Dib. Do y'all got anything else y'all want to say before we get out?
Watch 300, y'all.
Yeah, I think I might, because that's on Netflix right now too. I think you can watch it. But I was gonna be, but the only thing is I haven't watched Blade in so long. I'm about to watch every last one of them for the weekend. I'm watching Blade, then Blade 2, and then Blade Trinity. So I'm gonna watch that. I haven't watched them in a while. So I saw 300 like last month.
So far as the Will Smith and Jada thing, if it's real, I'll just say, brothers and sisters, choose your battles wisely. Stop protecting things that don't need to be protected.
Right.
Don't cut your life short for shit that we were
For too
taught and
short.
groomed to protect, like our
Right.
pride and our ego.
Right.
You don't protect that type of shit. You just
It's all
don't. You
circumstantial.
protect
Everything
your. The first rule is self-preservation. So if you in harm's way, then you have a right to protect yourself. If your
Right.
family is in harm's way, you need to protect that. But pride and ego, there's a lot of cats in prison right now saying, you know what? I should have just left the club that night.
Full of regret.
Just went home. Now I'm doing life. Shit ain't worth it. For what? Or, Pookie and whomever's in the grave right now. And shit could have been mad different had niggas probably just walked away or went home. So choose
Your
wisely,
decision
man.
is based on your strength. Your decision is based on your strength. Know how strong you are to weather the storm.
And most
That's basically what it is.
Warriors, most fighters, and I'm gonna take Bruce Lee for instance. Never would really be the aggressor. They would choose to walk away.
You're
especially when you know your level of destruction. You just say, you know what, you got it, bro. I'm gonna walk away. But on that note, this is POD Put Out Direct. I'm your brother Mordeeb, and I'm glad y'all came through and chill with us and catch us next Saturday. We'll be ready for you again. On that note, peace.